Jay-Z's battle history. Let's get into it, people. We all know Jay-Z is a legendary MC. Before Drake, nobody had a run better than Jay. He came out 96, but he really blew up in 98 until maybe 2003 until he retired. Well, retired inverted commas. Jay-Z was always near the top. Obviously when DMX came in, he had it for a moment. Ja Rule had it. Other rappers had it for a moment. But Jay-Z was always up there. Whereas DMX, the Ja Rules, the LL Cool J's, they did fall off at points. And obviously he knew 50 was coming, so he retreated. He bowed out before that happened. But in terms of his beef record, I think it's a bit flaky. And nobody really talks about it. And that's why I'm talking about it. We obviously know the most high profile one he had was against Nas. And he lost that one, let's keep it real. Takeover was a monumental moment in hip-hop history. Nas came back with Ether, killed him. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it funky. It doesn't take away that the Takeover was a classic and legendary diss song, but Nas took it to the streets with that Ether. Only people that said Jay-Z won that battle were people that were Jay-Z fans. Let's keep it funky. But to be honest with you, there's a diss song Jay-Z did on the Blueprint 2 album, which lyrically and song for song, bar for bar, was incredible. And I think if Nas had gone another round with Jay-Z and tried to respond to that with a whole song, who won that battle would have been more in question. Because that Blueprint 2 song he did, what? Let me know in the comments if you know that song and if you agree that that song bar for bar was crazy. But yeah, okay, Nas beat Jay there. That's the obvious one. The next one's gonna surprise you people. Cameron. Now obviously Cam tried to do the whole beef with Jay-Z, came out with that song with Max B, and it was whack. I mean, it wasn't the worst diss song ever, but he made it so monumental, like a big build up for the song. And it was alright. I mean, he didn't really have any real diss songs besides Jay-Z wearing sandals with socks on, and that he did a song with Beyonce and Destiny's Child, and that he said that Jay-Z stabbed Un for Charlie Baltimore. But for me, on this beef, I think Jay-Z won because Jay didn't even respond really. He did respond on his Kingdom Come album with a little few light jabs on the song Dig a Hole, but it never really went into a whole back and forth between these two. I think it just made Cam look a bit like you're not on my level to respond to you. Cam did a whole song, talking on it, everything. And the bars that Jay gave him on Dig a Hole was actually better than the whole song Cam did anyway. So for me, Jay won that beef. But it was against his fellow diplomat, Jim Jones, where I feel Jay-Z got an L, a big L. And I know what you're thinking. Jay-Z didn't lose to Jim Jones. Listen, he lost. Check me out. Because Jay-Z doesn't respond to everybody. And I think he just saw Jim Jones and thought, alright, I'll get this guy out in one round. And he did a remix freestyle to the We Fly High. And instead of saying Harlem, Jay-Z screamed Brooklyn. Basically made a Brooklyn remix. And on the first verse, he basically just bigs himself up. He's dissing Dame Dash. It's a pretty cool verse, I ain't gonna lie. But at the end he goes, the Joneses can't keep up. Maybe my ninja Nas, but I got stronger off the ether, right? And obviously the Joneses, he's talking about Jim Jones, because Jones was kept talking about Jay-Z. But then he did a little shout out to Nas, but almost like a sleek little diss to Nas at the same time, I ain't gonna lie. But why I say Jim Jones won this beef is because Jimmy was smart. He turned Jay-Z's song of remixing We Fly High and made it a beef remix. So he got more spins and got paid for that. Jay-Z made 3 verses on that. Jim Jones took the first verse where he's dissing Jim Jones. Then Jimmy added another verse to make the second verse. And then he put Joel Santana on the third verse. He basically called it a beef mix. Gave the whole song a whole new vibe. Like I said, Jim Jones got paid from that as well. So in terms of a chess move, checkers move, he did Jay right there. And Jay's diss to him wasn't even that hard anyway. It was just a light tap. I don't know what Jay was thinking about remixing and putting 3 verses to Jim Jones' song. That was a weird one. Whether you agree with me that Jim Jones won that beef just purely on a chess move. It wasn't about out-barring Jay, because they didn't really go back and forth on some bars. But in terms of a move, You gotta applaud Jim Jones for that one. I mean, besides those beefs I mentioned, the only other rapper you can really mention that they went back and forth in a major way was 50 Cent. 50 and Jay always sent bars at each other. From the first one where Jay-Z says, I'm about $1, who the heck is 50 Cent? To 50 Cent dissing him on that 187 song. But these are all light jabs. They weren't really full-blown songs. They were just competitive taps between the two. Almost like just sparring if it's boxing. But yeah, look at it on summary. For me, Jay-Z lost to Nas. In my opinion, lost to Jim Jones. And you know, the Cameron one didn't really take off, but I think the light touches, the light responses that Jay gave Cam made Jay won that one. But look at his record, man. It's not impressive for an elite MC. He pretty much lost more than he won. If you know any that he did win high profile ones, you let me know in the comments, people. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's fresh hip hop opinion. Peace and love.